And now I'm going to fill in some of the colors for the spheres. I want them to be quite bold, and so I'm going to fill in a number of them with very bright colors, as the brightest ones I can find. I use both Copic markers, like I said, and Prismacolor markers. And so I did a yellow and a green. You can see real quick those two that are yellow and a green. I'm going to repeat those colors elsewhere. I'm not going to have every single sphere be a different color. I'm going to do 2 or 3 of each one, and then I'll come in with some other colors. This is just the first phase, so I did 3 yellows, or 3 greens. I'm going to do a couple more yellows, and I'll do some blue and some red. I'm going to make it pretty colorful. Okay, so now I'm going to do a red. I think I'm going to use a very dark, bright red. One of the reasons I like this idea, she's in a dream. She's dreaming of art of balance. She is balancing on something. Visually, literally, she's balancing on something. But the composition I'm trying to make balanced too. And then I'm just adding in just enough to make it look like maybe there's some threat of imbalance, because you kind of have to have both, right? To make something balanced, you have to have the threat of imbalance. So I've done a bunch of these that are red now, kind of like balloons, I guess. So there you can see a bunch of them are red now. So I just did 3 that are this kind of, it says coral sea, but it's kind of a teal color. I could use a blue, but I have to watch out because so much of the sky is blue as well. Maybe an orange would be good. I kind of like the idea of using an orange. I have an orange here in the Prismacolors that I use quite a bit. I like that. Color has a lot to do with how it's going to end up looking balanced or not. You can get pretty imbalanced if you have too bright a color. Like, I was thinking of making this right here orange, but man, if I make that orange, that's a big bold orange in that color, in that corner. I'm not really sure I want to do that. I might just use yellow, might be better. I can always change it later, to some degree at least. It's easier to go darker, not quite so easy to go light, even though I do have some acrylic paint markers that I use. Okay, so now I've got those all colored in except for the one that she's working on, which is kind of one of the important ones. I might make that one gray. I think that's what I'm going to do. I kind of like the idea that it's the one that's not colored. Make people think, why is that one not colored? Of course, I'm using kind of a, this one is a warm gray. It's actually called warm gray, 30%. And so it's kind of a brownish gray. It doesn't really look like steel gray. It looks more brownish. A couple other things I noticed while I was doing this after I got off the last broadcast was that, notice the hair. I kind of want the hair to be striped. It's a little big and bold and light. So I'm going to create some lines on it that I can then fill in the hair with a little bit different colors. There, so that's what I got. See that? And I'm going to make those 2 different colors. And so I already have the yellow, so I could use orange, but I kind of feel like the orange is a little bit overdone now because she's so close to orange. So I might make her more kind of a dark orange or a red. I'm going to try that. Okay, so there we go. This is the final thing, not the final thing, but without any shading. The background's still kind of rough with the colors. I might go in and redo that shading a little bit. And now that I've done the rest, her clothing is a little bit dull. You notice how I'm starting to do some darker colors, and all of a sudden she's a little dull.